Okay, so let's talk about a really sensitive topic, weight gain during pregnancy. The big thing that I want to get across in this video is that weight gain during pregnancy does not equal fat gain. I have worked with so many pregnant women and so many of them really freak out about the scale weight going up. And a lot of people have said to me things like, I've already gained 4 kilos and I'm only 12 weeks pregnant, or I gained 17 kilos during my whole pregnancy. This isn't just a throwaway, don't worry about your weight during pregnancy, it's fine, you're growing a baby. Because it is important not to gain excessive amounts of weight during pregnancy. What this video is about helping you understand that at least 10 or 11 kilos of weight gain by the end of your pregnancy will be due to other stuff that isn't fat. It's not just about a 3 or 4 kilo baby. It's about all the infrastructure that goes around it. The placenta, the umbilical cord, the uterus, the amniotic fluid, all of that weighs something, but there's also a lot of other things that you probably don't realize that your body is also growing. So let's run through the list quickly. Your amniotic fluid will weigh about half a kilo. Your placenta will weigh about half a kilo. Your uterus will weigh about 1.1 kilos by the end of pregnancy. Now, before pregnancy, it only weighs 100 grams. So that's more than a 10-fold increase in weight just of the muscle, just of the organ, the uterus. It's not even including its contents. The body produces around 2 liters of blood during pregnancy. So you'll go from having about 4 liters of blood to 6 liters of blood by the end of pregnancy. That's massive. That weighs 2 kilos. Your boobs also will increase in size, usually to the tune of 1 or 2 kilos. And you retain a whole load of extra fluid in between your cells. Again, something like 1 or 2 liters of fluid, that's 1 or 2 kilos. So when you add all of this stuff up, it adds up to 10 or 11 kilos, including the weight of the baby. Most women will gain something like 5 kilos of fat on top of that. But it's really important to remember that 10 or 11 kilos of weight gain is before you've even gained an ounce of fat. Now, if you've gained 17 or 20 kilos over your pregnancy, it is likely that you've gained that extra, everything over 10 to 11 kilos is fat gain. And again, it is important to limit excessive fat gain. Excessive fat gain isn't healthy, and we do want to try to prevent that. But there is a range here, and it is okay to gain a little bit more weight. How much fat you gain or how much fat is healthy to gain will depend on whether you're underweight, a healthy weight, or overweight before pregnancy. So it might be healthy to gain more weight if you were underweight, and it might be healthy to gain less fat if you were already overweight to start with. Having some fat is important. Historically, or in an evolutionary sense, it's about having stores for if there's a famine or illness around the corner. It's got to keep you and your baby alive. So it is normal for pregnant women to carry more body fat than non-pregnant women. Finally, I want to say a few things about your caloric expenditure during pregnancy. So during pregnancy, there are lots of metabolic processes going on that increase your metabolic rate. This increases by about up to 100 calories a day in the first trimester, around 300 calories a day in the second trimester, and around 450 calories a day in your third trimester. Again, these numbers are averages, and it's impossible to know how much it differs from woman to woman. But nonetheless, averages can be helpful. So that's why a lot of us no longer talk about eating for 2, because you're not actually eating for 2. You're eating for like 1 person and then a tiny weeny little person. If you are concerned about weight gain, you may also need to remember that if your activity levels go down during pregnancy because you're tired or because you're sore, almost all of us exercise less and move less as our pregnancy progresses. That's going to reduce the number of calories or the amount of energy that we expend through movement and exercise. So that may offset some of the metabolic increases in energy expenditure. Some people will think that this is icky, that I'm even talking about calories and stuff like that during pregnancy, but calories is just a unit of measurement that measures energy. That's all. And it is important to understand if you want to understand weight management throughout this pregnant and postpartum chapter of our lives. Again, I'm a big fan of giving women the information that they need to make informed decisions rather than just dismissing their concerns about weight gain with platitudes about how wonderful pregnancy is. Bottom line, your pregnancy weight gain isn't all fat gain. You haven't gained 15 kilos of fat. There's around 10 to 11 kilos worth of other stuff, and it's normal to gain some fat on top of that. If you are concerned about gaining excessive weight during pregnancy, then it's important to understand how the numbers weigh up and the changes to energy expenditure and caloric intake during this time.